Hi everyone. I want to teach you a lesson on managing your emotions and, in general terms, the stress of day-to-day life. I want to start this with a story. I went to the gym tonight. After I finished in the pool, there was someone I saw who's back in the area for his Christmas holidays with family. I haven't seen this young man for about 2 years now. You can tell by talking to him that the past 2 years of life have really boosted his confidence and that he's transitioned into his adult life. So the simple lesson in this for you is that where you're at in life right now doesn't automatically determine where you're going to be at in 5 years from now. In other words, if you're going through a hard time in life, and you may feel like you need to hit a panic button somewhere because it feels uneasy or uncomfortable, it doesn't automatically mean that you're doomed to a life of failure and not making anything of your life. I especially want the young teens to hear this. When you're still in your teen years, what you're learning about life, what you're learning about the world, and the life skills of going through day-to-day life outside of the classroom is helping you build the skill set needed for day-to-day life. You don't need to automatically be worried about your future. Instead, I would encourage you to engage in opportunities to volunteer, to take part in, to accept other people showing you how to do things. In some ways, I'm challenging you to be in situations where you may have to be a little bit vulnerable and say, I don't know how to do whatever. It's the same thing when life comes and knocks you upside down and maybe you've broke up with your boyfriend or girlfriend. Perhaps your marriage is dissolving. It may not feel good at that time, but there still is life to be had and lived that if you'll persevere and sort of one foot in front of the next and keep on going, you can still have a life that is enjoyable and that as you reflect on your life and where you're going after a few years, the divorce or the hardship that you're going through right now can be a blip in the road, or maybe like where a runner trips but then goes on to do their next race and does really well. When you get into the situation where you suddenly need a wheelchair because you've had an accident or a disease that's come and affected your body, again, it doesn't automatically preclude you from having a life that you're pleased with. There is a very, very steep learning curve that you need to go through to get to where life is comfortable and feeling familiar. But I want to caution you not to automatically panic. There's going to be numerous times where you need to challenge yourself in acknowledging that you need help with whatever task that's going on. And certainly if you're in the hospital and this has just happened, or you know someone that's in the hospital and this has just happened to them, milk the brains of the occupational therapists, even the physiotherapists. You know, an occupational therapist and a physiotherapist, they play off each other really well. And there's a little bit of overlap in their scope of support. And it's about talking to people and getting ideas. You know, another excellent resource at the hospital if you're struggling as a social worker, and even the hospital chaplain if you just need someone to talk to that's neutral and objective, and there's not someone in your life that's able to come be with you, or that you need somebody in your life to take that role at the time. That's what they're there for. In day-to-day life, you know, when I'm out grocery shopping, for example, there's times when I need to have someone reach for me. Either it's too high or it's too low. Some people may find it hard at the start asking for that help. It gets easier as you do it. And I find that people are willing to help if you ask in a way that's genuine and sincere for you. You know, the words you may use may be different than me, but if you're asking for help, there is a good nature to people, even if you've had past experiences that aren't. The other sort of topic that I want to touch on in this video is there are times when your emotions are going to flood you. Those times do pass, and having someone that's objective to listen is worth it while you're going through these times. You know, your emotions are letting you know what's going on, but you also do need to realize that you're still living and there's life beyond, you know, that specific situation. When I was in college, I asked the college counselors to help me. There was some stuff from when I was a child that I wanted someone to talk to about. One of the skills that was suggested to me and that I took up on was when I was in those situations where I could have hit a panic button, was to look at the clock radio and see that there's a time there, and it just helped me bring me back into reality and not let my emotions get the better of me or impede in the decision making that I needed to do. I don't know that using a clock radio is going to work for you, but think about what you need if you're going through a really hard time to help you be grounded in reality. Maybe it's a close friend that you meet up with once a week for coffee. Maybe it's just the casual conversations that occur while you're at the gym and you're cooling down from doing specific exercises. You know, if you get talking to people, they do have something to share that's unique and different, and may even have a chance to teach you or have some really quality input for you in your life. And I can certainly tell you that this has happened many times to me. You know, one of the examples is a woman that periodically comes to the pool with her son. She's a nursing home worker, and certainly she knows things that I don't, either practical advice, tools that are available. If I describe what I'm going through, she can help direct me to what it is that I'm looking for as the solution. So Some of this is building up a skill set and challenging yourself to talk to people when you need it, and then keep pressing forward in life. I want to close with one final comment. Remember still to have boundaries in your life. There's that core group of friends that I'm sure you have, and it can be family. Then there's going to be a second degree where there's people who know about you and you go to for specific situations, but you don't talk to them about everything that's going on in your life. There's going to be a third degree where maybe it's less frequent contact, but they know general knowledge about you. Maybe like your social network friends where you post periodic things. And so many other layers, like long lost uncles on the other part of the country where you live. I still want to encourage you to maintain those boundaries while you're going through life. It'll help keep relationships balanced and not build regret in whoever you're going to for help. There still is the give and take in relationships. Sure, we can support someone during a specific period, but for the relationship to happen, you still need to be asking the questions and being willing to listen of what's going on in someone's life and acknowledging what they're doing in life and not solely being focused on yourself. I hope this will help you. Certainly, these are some of the things that I've learned over the past few years that talking to this young man in the change room briefly tonight reminded me of. Thanks so much for this time that you've spent with me today. Bye for now.